What up, what up, what up, what up, everybody? Happy Friday. It's Fireside Giants. I'm Anthony Rivardo. Let's go ahead and do some mock drafts and have some fun. I think Fun Friday on the Fireside Giants channel is the way to go with all the alliteration and just the good vibes. The topics are slow right now, as we all know, as Giants fans who, are waiting for the next bit of information. There really hasn't been much. The Giants are pretty slow right now, pretty much done with free agency. And we've still got a month to go until the NFL draft. So, not much to talk about. I figured I would jump on a live instead of recording an episode and just answer whatever questions you guys have. Hang out, have a discussion. I'll play some Madden if you want. I'll do the PFF mock draft machine if you want. You guys let me know what you want, and that's what I'm going to do. That's pretty much the vibe here on today's edition of the Fireside Giants Fun Friday live stream. So, what's up to the chat? What's up, NYGFL? Saying, let's go. I hope this is a 7-round. LOL. I will do a few 7-round mock drafts if you want me to. Daniel, member of the channel. What's up? What's up? Saying, can you please trade back to 9 to 11, get the lane or that Penn State guard? I really like that idea. I think that's a great possibility, a strong one for the Giants. So I'm sure in one of these mock drafts, I'll do that. Vega would be awesome. Banks, I don't think is going to fall to 37, but it's possible. We'll see. What up, Simply CC? Eli, hey, what up, brother? All right, so how are we all doing today? Let me start this off for those of you who are in here early. Drop a grade. Grade the New York Giants free agency. 3, 2, 1, go. I saw PFF gave them a C. PFF is tripping as usual. I would give them a B plus. Excuse me, a B plus. But I'm curious to see what you guys think. Simply CC with a B. I think that's fair. B plus. I mean, they did a lot. They're a better football team, in my opinion, but they still have some glaring holes, big ones, that they need to fill with some big dudes on the interior offensive line and interior defensive line. So, yeah, a lot of B's in the chat. I think that's fair. And you know what, though? I think that it's better when free agency comes in with the fans saying it's a B, B plus. Because I've seen those A pluses handed out from Jets fans far too often in the offseason. They kill the offseason, and then they get killed in the regular season. How many times have we seen that? All of those top teams who kill the offseason, A plus offseason. Oh, so good. They couldn't have done anything any better. And then they just fumble all over themselves in the regular season. I feel like we see that every year. But I think those teams that usually have those B plus off seasons, it's really good, but you didn't land all the top guys on the market. Like Raiders fans are probably saying A plus off season, A plus, because they got Linderbaum and all these guys, right? They're going to win 3 games. The Raiders are going to suck. They're going to have a rookie quarterback who's going to get killed and whatever. So I think that a B, B plus, that's really where you want to be as a fan in terms of your free agency grading. And that seems to be where all of you are. I see you, Paul. I see you, Blaz Dragon. I see you, Christopher. I see you, Air Force. What's up, everybody? Paul's a little higher at an A-, saying because of Jermaine and the kicker and punter. Yeah, I mean, I like the Jermaine Illuminor signing. I love that one. And I love the punter signing for sure. Yes, we do still need O-line, D-line desperately, just like NYGFL is saying. They still got to plug right guard and defensive tackle. That is super important. Air Force with the friendly reminder, hit the like button. Yes, please, guys. And a lot of people watch these live streams and they don't realize that they're not subscribed. Subscribe if you haven't. I want to hit my goal. Can we get another couple thousand followers in the next month or so? I want to hit 30K by the draft. I don't know if that's realistic. But with the power of friendship and with the power of the Fireside Giants family, perhaps it is. We got a nice troll in the chat. Cameron Simpson saying could be an A plus if you pick up Daniel Falele. Daniel Falele? Yeah, I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one, Chief. Paul saying stoked to see me live. Always miss that. That's what my Friday has become nowadays. Hey, that's not a bad Friday. This is a fun Friday. This is a good one. It's only 3. The night is still young. We haven't kicked off the party just yet, but we're kicking off a Fun Friday live stream. So I'm stoked to see you in here, Paul. Will saying, sorry if you mentioned this or talked about this already. I just joined, but how are we feeling about the potential of Jeremiah Love at 5? I'm really starting to hope for it, TBH, him or Sonny. Yeah, we haven't talked about that yet because we just started the live. You're in here nice and early. We haven't even been live for 5 minutes. All right, here's my thing with the Jeremiah Love pick. I go back and forth because what's up, Carlos? I go back and forth because I am a positional value guy. Excuse me. But I'm also a best player available guy. And ideally, the best player available plays a premium position, so you don't have to worry about it. Last year, for example, I said take the BPA, take Abdul Carter. He's a premium player at a premium position. Doesn't matter if you've already got 2 good edge rushers, just take Abdul Carter. And that's what they did. And I think we're all happy about that decision. Now it's a little bit different because you're picking at 5 if you're the Giants and you're saying, all right, take the best player available. But those players, they don't play premium positions. They're premium players, but they're not at premium positions. So you're not getting the value that you want out of the 5th overall pick if you take a running back, linebacker, or safety, but that's most likely what you're taking in this year's class. So it really challenges your philosophy. Are you always BPA, or are you a mix of BPA and positional value? That's where the Giants are, and right now we don't know what they're going to decide, and we don't know what their draft strategy is because it's a brand new regime. John Harbaugh stepped in. Yes, Joe Schoen is still there, but who's making the 5th overall pick, guys? John Harbaugh. They're not going to say, Shane, who do you want to take? Okay, that's who we'll grab. No, they're going to say, John Harbaugh, who do you want? Okay, yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Will do, sir. That's how they're going to respond. So for me personally, though, if Styles is on the board, I take Styles over Love. But that's a challenge for me as well because that's me factoring in positional value and the fact that I think linebacker, it's not a premium position, but it's slightly more valuable than running back, in my opinion. Because I think Jeremiah Love, I've only done my first comb through on his film. Let me clarify that. But I have started watching his film. And I think he's the best pound-for-pound player in the whole class. I watch that guy play, and I'm like, he looks like a Madden player. Like, he doesn't look like a human. He looks like a video game, like a CGI, like an AI. I mean, Jeremiah Love is absurd. Sonny Styles is absurd in his own right, but I think if you had to ask me who the best prospect in the entire draft class is, I think I would say Jeremiah Love. That being said, I think I would go Sonny Styles because I think there is just a little bit more value to taking the linebacker than there is the running back. And even though I think Styles, or I think Jeremiah Love is the best player in the class, I don't think it's that wide of a gap between him and the next best guy, which in my opinion is Sonny Styles. So all that to say, if it comes down to those two, I'd take Styles. But if it comes down to Love or Downs, Caleb Downs, the safety out of Ohio State, I think at this point I'm starting to lean Jeremiah Love, as insane as that is. I think a few years ago, if you would have asked me, I would have been like, no way I'm taking a running back at 5. But my stance has changed, and the league has changed a lot over the last few years. That's the truth of it. But again, the argument of, well, if you draft a running back at 5, he's a top 10 highest paid player to his position already. You know, if you're going to spend $9 million a year on a running back at the 5th overall pick, you might as well just go into free agency, spend $9 million a year on a running back, and then spend the number 5 overall pick on a premium position that you can't get that level of a starter at for $9 million a year. Like, you can't sign a top 10 guard or tackle or pass rusher, or in the NFL, you can't get a top 10 player at those positions for $9 million a year. So that's why you would take a corner or one of those premium positions, wide receivers especially. Oh my goodness. So again, positional value. All right, drop some more questions, guys. That was a good one. Thank you for that, Will. Do you think the Giants will take a flyer on Wilkins with all his drama, make Sexy Dexy happy, but maybe hurt the locker room? All right, so let me tell you this. Good question from you, Daniel. I tried to check with my source on this one. I didn't get a response. So hopefully I get one soon, and I'll get an update for you guys. I wouldn't bank on Christian Wilkins to the Giants, though. Since I didn't get a response, I wouldn't bank on it. Yeah, I think they're waiting for the draft. I think they'll get a defensive tackle in the draft for sure. Paul is saying, I've seen rumors about a trade for Kayvon for Devon Achane. What's your take on that? Maybe draft Bain Jr. if that was the case. I saw reports that the Miami Dolphins have gotten calls on Achane, and they've hung up the phone. They've said that they're not going to move on from Devon Achane, and everybody can stop calling them. So now, can that be interpreted as they're not getting the amount of value in return that they want? Possibly. Could somebody blow them away? Possibly. I don't think Achane gets moved, though. Would you be upset with a trade down for O-line and Anthony Hill Jr. in the second round? Possibly. I love Anthony Hill Jr. I think he's an awesome prospect, freak athlete from the linebacker spot. Not as freaky as Sonny Styles, of course, but then again, you're talking about positional value. That's pretty good value to get a really good athlete like Anthony Hill at the top of the second round. I wouldn't be upset at all. Giants need to address right guard, and if they trade down and take Vega Ioane out of Penn State, man, that'd be exciting. He's a left guard, though, so that does kind of, I keep forgetting that. Sometimes I'm like, oh, they should draft the right guard, Vega Ioane, and I'm like, oh, he's a left guard. So are they going to move Runyon to the right side? We'll see. Me too, Will. Can't wait to see how it unfolds. Appreciate you, Glay Bombs. Is that a Gleyber Torres reference? Check out the Fireside Yankees and Fireside Baseball channels if you would like some more Fireside content. Richard Marzullo saying, I feel like I'll be happy with whatever we do. Styles, cool. Love, cool. Trade back, cool. Lots of options for us. Yeah, I think this is going to be a tough one to mess up. On paper, at least. You never know, because that's what we said in 2022 when they drafted Evan Neal and Kayvon Thibodeau. Tough one to mess up. Kind of mess that up. But again, on paper at the time, 2022, came out of that draft class feeling pretty good. But nevertheless, I feel the same way. Carnell Tate, I'm cool. So JG saying, I think the Giants are smoke screening just to get Carnell Tate. I don't think so, because I don't think they're going to have to smoke screen at all. Carnell Tate should be on the board at 5. I don't see any of the teams ahead of them taking Carnell Tate. You know what would be cool, though, off topic, kind of? If the Arizona Cardinals took Carnell Tate, could you imagine Tate and Marvin Harrison Jr., those Ohio State boys, teaming up? I mean, who the hell is throwing them the football? I have no idea. Who do the Cardinals sign again at quarterback? Is it Gardner Minshew? Is that who's... Well, I know Jacoby Brisket, he's still there. Palm Beach Gardens legend. Cam Simpson, what up, my good friend, sir, from England. Who's your favorite wide receiver and O-line prospect if the Giants were to trade down? If they're to trade down, my number one O-line prospect is easily Vega Ioane. I think he is the best guard in the class. I think he's one of the best guards to enter the draft in years. So a Penn State guard, that'd be my favorite trade down offensive line prospect. Wide receiver... This is a tough one. I mean, my favorite wide receiver in the class, WR1 for me, is Carnell Tate. I would love to get Carnell Tate in this draft. I just don't know if it's possible. But if you're trading down to, say, pick 10 and Carnell Tate's still on the board, which it's not very likely that he would be, I think he goes inside the top 10. I mean, that would be a dream come true. If you're trading down to like pick 15, Carnell Tate's almost definitely not on the board. And then it comes down to, well, do you prefer Mekhi Lemon or do you prefer Jordan Tyson? Any of the other guys, Denzel Boston, Omar Cooper Jr., Chris Bell, those guys are not in this conversation for me. So it would come down to Lemon or Tyson. I think Tyson is the better player. Lemon has less risk. He's the more dependable player. Tyson's injury history is extreme. Pulled hamstrings, torn ACLs, this and that. I don't know if I want to touch that, honestly. So as much as I love Jordan Tyson as a prospect, I watch him and I see a lot of Odell in his game. I think my pro comp for him on my report was Stephon Diggs. So Tyson's sick. But Mekhi Lemon, if you guys remember long ago when I watched Amon-Ra St. Brown film on the channel, yeah, when he was coming out of the draft, that's how long we've been doing this. He's on his second contract now. So that means we've been doing this a while. When we were watching Amon-Ra St. Brown film on the channel, he was a really good USC wide receiver who played inside, outside, won all those 50-50 balls, great dependable hands, route runner, yards after catch. It's the same scouting report for Mekhi Lemon. So kind of insane how similar those two are as players. And I think that Mekhi Lemon's floor is just so much higher than Jordan Tyson because he doesn't have those risks of injuries. So if I had to pick between those two, I would take Lemon, even though I have Tyson graded higher. Paul saying this draft is the most unpredictable for us that I've covered with mock drafts. It sure is. And a part of that is just because John Harbaugh's stepping in. If this was last year, let's just imagine it was Dable back, it was Shane back, and it was the whole regime back. They wouldn't be even entertaining Jeremiah Love at 5 overall. But because John Harbaugh is here, everybody's like, they're going to take Jeremiah Love. They're going to get Harbaugh his running back, and they're going to go BPA because that's what Harbaugh does. So it is unpredictable because that's the assumption. But we haven't seen John Harbaugh draft for the New York Giants. So we don't even know. It's assumptions, but we don't know. It's so unpredictable. JG saying, good point. What about trade back to a corner? I'm not sure I'm in love with Styles. If we do decide to build with Styles, what position do you think is a must second round? I would like trading down for a cornerback. I think Mansour Delane out of LSU is a freaking beast. I mean, he is so good. And I think that he's like a Derek Stingley. Like, he'll be that good for a team. So, Mansour Delane, if you trade back a couple spots, hell yeah. And you get that market value, positional value that we were talking about earlier, because cornerbacks are pretty expensive, right? Like, you got a CB2, CB3, and Cordell Flott getting $14 million a year. So, Trent McDuffie just reset the market at over $30 million per year. So you get good value trading down 5 spots. So what is it, $7 million a year for a CB1 and Mansour Delane? That's tremendous positional value. So yeah, I like trading down for a cornerback if it's Mansour Delane. The other guy, McCoy, I think his name is. I haven't watched his film yet, but I also am like, I know that he hasn't played football in a year because of the torn ACL. So I'm kind of like, eh. But yeah, what position do I think is a must in the second round? I don't know if there's any one position that's a must, but based on what the draft board looks like, I'll try and predict which position I think they're most likely to target. And that's going to be defensive tackle, a linebacker, cornerback, or wide receiver. I don't think a guard at the top of the second round because I don't think the board is going to give them an opportunity. But those other positions, there's going to be fringe first-round guys who could fall to them at 37 at those positions. Yeah, I'd love to trade down for Delane. We definitely need a CB1. I think, what's his name, is CB2, Paulson Adebo, personally. Yeah, we can go in so many different directions. Yeah, Delane is awesome. His size doesn't concern me either. I think he is good enough to take at 5. And if you're playing the positional value game, you would take him at 5 over some of the other people. Have you checked out the wide receiver in this class? Sleepers, Jeff Caldwell. I know yours is Ted Hurst. Yeah, Hurst is mine. And I've gotten through 5 or 6 of the wide receivers so far. So I haven't gotten that deep. I'm still in the second round as far as wide receivers go because I keep going into the wide receivers. I'm like, oh, let me watch film on this guy. And then I'm like, oh, you know what? I heard a lot of buzz about that guard prospect, Vega Ioane. Let me watch him. I'm like, oh, that linebacker prospect. I keep jumping around. I need to like pick a day, go through each position, and just sit there and just watch them all. Haven't done that yet. I'll get around to it, though. Wide receiver is usually the one that I get all the way through, and I watch all of them. So I'm excited to get to Jeff Caldwell. I've seen that name get brought up a lot. I'll say this, though. Easiest bust to see from a mile away. No disrespect to anybody who's a fan of him. Chris Bell out of Louisville. Absolute bust. I mean, all he does is run drags, shallow crossers, deep crossers. He's got no route tree. He catches it with his body. Yes, he's blazing fast. He had a torn ACL. I don't know. I didn't walk away too impressed from his film. I do got to watch him. I'm going to watch his film and his highlights for sure. What up, Sam? Appreciate you joining me. Saying, hi, Tony. What do we have left in the cap space? What can we do with it? Well, Sam, thank you so much for the super chat. And right now, I think that the Giants have somewhere between $3 million and $6 million in cap space. What can they do with it? Nothing. Because the NFL draft class that they're about to select is going to cost them at least $10 million. So in effective cap space, they're technically over the cap. So they have to make more cap space. They can't do anything with their current salary cap. They have to create some more. And they will. They're going to restructure somebody. They're going to extend somebody. They're going to cut Graham Gano once he passes a physical. So plenty left to do. If Sonny Styles is off the board 5, is there another linebacker like Arvell Reese or CJ Allen worth that high of a pick? Or does Harbaugh pivot to the trenches to fix this run defense? If Arvell Reese is on the board, that's where the Giants are going to get an absolute godfather offer from a trade down, because Arvell Reese, he is another excellent linebacker prospect that is arguably better than Sonny Styles, but he's better because he's got more pass rushing upside. And people think he's going to do the Micah Parsons thing where he was an off-ball linebacker, but he's going to convert to the edge. And he said he wants to play on the edge. So his tape shows an inside linebacker, but his traits project him to edge, and that's the expectation is he's going to be an edge at the NFL level. So he's probably not an option for the Giants at 5, but there are going to be teams clamoring to get their hands on a premium pass rusher if he falls to the Giants at 5. So keep an eye on Arvell Reese. I don't think the Giants would take him because I don't think he wants to play inside linebacker, and I don't think they want to put him there, force him to play a position he doesn't want to play. But another team will want to play him on the edge, and the Giants, I mean, they could get – I think the Bengals would probably be willing to give up a 2027 first-round pick to move up and get Arvell Reese. I would make that call. So if the Giants, 5 overall in April, they're on the board. Let's say Jeremiah Love goes 3 to the Cardinals. Let's say Sonny Styles goes 4 to the Titans, and Arvell Reese is on the board for the Giants at 5. Watch for the trade down. This is an early prediction. You guys can clip me if you want. Watch for the trade down for somebody like the Bengals to move up, give a future first-round pick. The Giants move back 5 to 10 spots. They take either a guard or cornerback, and they sit on top of a haul of draft capital for next year. Richard the Kid. Plug walk. Saying all the pieces on offense don't mean nothing until the OC can use them to their strength, just like everyone was happy about the players on defense but can't coach them. That's true, but we're banking on a few things. We're banking on the head coach being better, so there's going to be better quality control, so the players are going to be played to their strengths. That's number one. Number two, the Giants have this Frankenstein of experience on the offensive staff where they've got their OC, Matt Nagy, and his weakness is the run game, so they brought in Greg Roman, and his strength is the run game. And then they've got Matt Nagy, and he's really good at putting together a quick passing game, but his weakness in the passing game is not creating those vertical concepts and explosive plays. And that's where Brian Callahan, pretty much all he's good at is those vertical concepts and passing plays. And he's really good at coaching quarterbacks. So they've kind of got like these great offensive minds. If you combine them all together like Frankenstein, we'll see if it works. I think it's a gamble for sure, but we'll see. What's up, BX Universe? You're not late. Well, we've been live 20 minutes. You haven't missed much. I'm just going through questions in the chat, really. But that being said, I'll leave it up to you guys. You're going to comment A or B in the chat. I can do mock drafts on the PFF mock draft machine. That's A. Or I can do Madden mock drafts and some playthrough while talking to the chat. So A for PFF, B for Madden. Drop it in the chat. Make your votes. My sleeper wide receiver is Eric McAllister from TCU, big body and catch radius. I haven't checked him out yet, but I definitely will. If Styles and Jeremiah Love is gone, do we trade back? That probably means Arvell Reese is on the board, so there's a good chance they'd get a sick offer. I'd be interested. J-Dubs, what's up? Yo, Ant and Fireside fam. What up, everybody? Yeah, Daniel, me and Alex were just talking about this recently. One of our favorite content cycles of last offseason was doing the film breakdowns on the quarterbacks live. That was fun. If you guys remember us arguing back and forth about Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders, particularly there was that one live stream where Alex had nothing objective to say about Shedeur Sanders. He just had hate and vitriol in his blood. It was wild. No, I'm exaggerating that, but we were fighting all day long on that live stream. I think we were live for like 2 hours because we just couldn't stop arguing with one another. He's like, Shedeur Sanders is a statue. I'm like, he's not a statue. Let's relax. Whatever. You guys remember. If you were there, you know. What I'm saying is, yeah, we're going to do more film breakdowns live. We were just talking about that the other day. We'll do receivers. We're going to do Sonny Styles. We're going to do Delane. We're going to do all the guys and play at 5. And yeah, we'll go through some of those mid-round picks. My favorite live streams, though, from last year, if you go back and you watch the replays, go watch the Jackson Dart scouting live streams because my analysis on that kid was so spot on. And we did them in like January because I started calling him the steal of the draft in January. Before he was on anybody's radar, he was still looked at as a day 3 pick in January last year. And we did those live streams talking about Jackson Dart. I was like, yeah, the Giants could steal this kid in the second round. They ended up taking him the first, obviously. Just go watch those breakdowns because you'll see some real ball knowledge on display. Happy Friday, beautiful. Happy to see you in here. Every once in a while, I think about how bad things would be if Shador was picked at 3. Yeah, me too. No Carter, no Dart, probably no Harbaugh. Things could have ended up so bad that they could have. And I am very happy that things shook out the way that they did. Lucky boy, Anthony, what do you think of Denzel Boston? I know we probably won't get him since Mooney, but I would love Sonny at 5 and then Boston 37 if he's there. What do you think? I actually kind of like Boston. I think Boston reminds me a lot of Michael Pittman Jr. coming out of college when he was at USC. So I think he's going to be a really good WR2. I think he's got a lot of polishing left to do. Don't get me wrong. I don't think he's a perfect prospect by any means, but he's got a high floor is what I mean. So I like him. All right, so it's overwhelming. People are voting A. We're going to do the PFF mock draft machine. I'll go ahead and fire that up right now. While I'm firing that up, you guys answer me this question. What is your favorite content that we've ever produced on Fireside Giants? If you have a favorite specific video, a favorite style of content, whatever, tell me what your favorite Fireside Giants content of all time is. Is it the memes on Instagram? Could it be the memes? All right, firing up the mock draft machine. What do I think the Titans will do it for? I am a very big believer that the Titans are going to take Sonny Styles at 4, unfortunately. But who knows? Wow, PFF updated it. They have a new mock draft big board selector, which is really cool. Huge. Huge. There we are. How do I fix that? My goodness. Whoops. You can barely see the mock draft machine, boys. I'm sorry. Let me try and fix that. There we go. Okay. Stupid thing. All right, there we go. That's better. Boys and ladies. I shouldn't just say boys. I know there's at least one lady in the chat. My lady. Let's go St. John's. Yes. Let's go UF. Go Gators. All right, so for this first mock draft, what do you guys want me to do? You want me to go through a traded down scenario? You want me to go through who's on the board at 5 and who would I take? Do you want me to focus more on the mid to late rounds? I'm doing a 7-rounder here, but I'm going to do a few of them. They don't take long to do, so you guys let me know. Live chats, that's your favorite thing. That's funny. I love doing the live chats. Like them all. Love Giants Collective as well. Appreciate that. Loving the Friday live stream. I love doing the Friday live streams. They're so chill. That's my favorite part. Yes, go Gators. All the above. I would love to see your personal choices first. All right, let's do that. I like that idea. So this is what I think is going to happen. I do think that the Giants are going to be stuck without Sonny Styles on the board. And so if I had to rank the players on this board right now, Jeremiah Love, Ruben Bain, David Bailey, Caleb Downs, Mansour Delane, Carnell Tate. I can't believe Dylan Tiedemann is this high up on the rankings now. We did, prior to the NFL Scouting Combine, I had the video that we posted, players to watch at the Scouting Combine for the New York Giants. And I was like, yeah, Dylan Tiedemann, keep an eye on him because he's like a day 2 pick. If they don't take Downs at 5, they could take Tiedemann at 37. He's like a top 10 to 15 prospect now. That's why you watch the channel. Because I said, watch him at the Scouting Combine. He lit up the Scouting Combine, and now he's a top 10 to 15 pick. Okay. I'll tell you who I wouldn't draft would be Ruben Bain or David Bailey. We don't need another edge rusher. Jeremiah Love is the best player in the draft class, in my opinion, but I have a tough time picking a running back at 5. Mansour Delane, Carnell Tate, Caleb Downs are really good prospects. If I had to rank them, I'd go Tate, Delane, Downs. No, I'd probably go Downs. But what I would do in this situation with Sonny Styles off the board, I'm targeting Sonny Styles. That would be my pick at 5. But I would trade down. As much as I love Jeremiah Love, little poetry there, I would trade down. And I do think the Bengals would give up a future first-round pick for Reuben Bain or David Bailey because their pass rush is terrible. They just lost Trey Hendrickson. They need to put defenders on that field to help Joe Burrow. Someone needs to help Joe Burrow. So here's what I'm going to do. Get that future first. I want your third as well, okay? I'm going to trade our future third. Trade our fourth. We might not be able to get that third. We can get that fourth. Let's do that. Let's keep our future third. Trade our future fourth. I would trade down in this scenario. Oh, brutal. Well, and I want our 6th-round pick back. All right, let's do that. So now we've got 2 first-round picks in next year's drafts. The Bengals are boom or bust. They could be terrible this year, or they could be really good. So that could be a really good draft pick, or it's just extra capital at the end of the rounds. But we get an extra mid-round pick, we get an extra late-round pick, and we get a future first-round pick to move back 5 spots. I love that. I think that's great value, and we're still going to get one of these prospects that I was going to take at 5 anyway on the board, either being Caleb Downs, Mansour Delane, or Carnell Tate. We can get one of those guys at 10. And it ends up being Carnell Tate. That's who I would take in this situation. Also, this thing is so fast. Let me slow that down. So Jeremiah Love, Mansour Delane. Ideally, you move back to 10 and you probably want to get Downs or Delane. But Tate, man, that's WR1 in the class for me. You're moving down to 10 to get him. If you look at the top paid wide receivers in the NFL, I mean, now you're paying, $7 million a year for Carnell Tate when he could be a potential WR1 or WR2 level player for you. I mean, I don't see how you can go wrong there. Tate would probably be my pick here, but this is a good question in the chat from Daniel. What about Fano? So Spencer Fano is somebody that I totally would consider here because I think Fano is going to end up moving inside at the NFL. Now, obviously, he's played tackle his entire career, especially right tackle. But you see his trends. He has seen his draft stock fall. It's picked up lately. 6'6", 308, but that 308, he's light. Let me actually look up draft. Spencer Fano. He's a really good player, but he's undersized. I mean, I saw that he was taking snaps at center during the NFL Combine. People think he can move all the way inside to center. So 32-inch arms. He doesn't have the 33-inch arm requisite to play right tackle, right? That's what they want, 33-inch arms. He doesn't have that. 3'11", 6'5". So Mo Kazan, I do think Maui Noah also projects inside. I think both of the top tackles in this class are guards. And I think that's a really tough situation to be in if you're at the top of this draft and you want a tackle. Because I think Fano is going to be a beast of a right guard. And I think Maui Noah is also going to be a beast of a right guard. Monroe Freeling, though, he's the tackle of this class. He's 6'7", 315. That's the tackle. But then there's Vega Ioane, who I think you can make an argument to take at 5 outright. He's a 6'4", 330-pound guard. I mean, he is a monster. I don't mind taking Vega Ioane here. I see some of you saying that in the chat. But for me, I'm a BPA guy. I'm a positional value guy. I moved down to 10. I got a future first-round pick. I'm going with Carnell Tate. But we're going to do another mock draft after this one where we trade down and take Vega Ioane. But there's the explanation on why not Spencer Fano. Carnell Tate for me. Well, let's look at this. NFL. Let's go to wide receiver salary. At around $7 million a year is what you would be paying for Tate. Less than that. Tedero McMillan. Yeah, so you would be paying about $7 million a year. McMillan went 11 in his draft. So look at the value of these players that you're getting at $7 million per year. Look at where he would rank Carnell Tate compared to if you were to sign a WR2 in free agency. You're talking 23 to 15 million. It's double. You're getting double value here. And if he ends up being a WR1, I mean, you're talking about $28 million per year or more. So Carnell Tate's great value. I'm taking him. Sorry, guys. Something else I want to do, though. I saw somebody say this in the chat. I want to trade Kayvon. I don't think because if we're doing this mock draft as what I would do, I'm trading Kayvon, man. I want another third-round pick. Right now, we've got a first, a second, a fourth, a fifth, 3 sixths, and a seventh. Let's go ahead and take who needs an edge? A team like the Dolphins. Let's go with the Dolphins. Get a top 100 pick for Kayvon Thibodeau. You want to know how much a franchise guard would cost? Let's do guard salaries. Let's do right guard since that's what the Giants need. Franchise guard costs you 20, well, depending on, Patrick McCarry is a franchise guard, arguably. He's not elite, but $12 million. It's not as much value. It's not double value, right? Samalo at 10, Runyon at 10. Those are franchise guards, but again, if you're talking about elite guard, sure, they're $20 million a year. All right, so here we are at the top of the second round. We have a ton of picks now. We're going insane. The trade down is really getting us some talent available. The Giants need to address the interior defensive line so badly. They also need to address the interior offensive line. So we could go Chase Besantis here. He's the 47th ranked player on the draft. He is a left guard, not a right guard. Got to keep that in mind. You would have to flip Runyon. Or you could take one of these defensive tackles. And what's important here for me to look at is what gaps they play in. Because if they play in the A gap more than the B gap, I don't think they're a big fit because you want guys who can play next to Dexter Lawrence. McDonald being there is a steal, guys. He usually goes in the first round on these mock drafts, but he fell in this one. He is an elite run defender. He doesn't have the pass rushing upside, but we don't need him to. We really just need him to be a run defender to help Dexter Lawrence, and he plays in the B gap a lot, and that's what the Giants need. So I would go Caden McDonald here, and that's going to be my pick. Anybody like smoothies? I've been drinking a lot of smoothies lately, getting my vitamins, All right, so third round pick. Anthony Hill Jr. is here, which I didn't expect. He goes in the second round in some mock drafts, but he fell all the way to the third here. I feel like I got to take him. Yeah, Ohio State back-to-back. True. Ohio State's, they have so much talent. Ohio State has so many NFL players in this year's draft. Could go center. I think this is too rich to go center, though. Let's look at the guards. The ranking is not exactly there for the guards with the average draft pick. Yeah, I don't think Anthony Hill Jr. is going to be there. But you never know. Sometimes linebackers do fall in the draft. I remember, was it Kenneth Murray out of Oklahoma fell randomly? I feel like it happens every year that linebackers fall. I could see Anthony Hill Jr. being there in the third. But we could go guard. I think one of these guys will be there with our next pick, though, so we'll try and steal them in the fourth. We didn't take a corner, and we do need one. Dalen Everett. But if I'm being honest, I'm just going Anthony Hill. If he's on the board, I take him. And then this is going to be pretty easy, too. I'm going to take Malik Muhammad. I mean, he's a good player. He's got a lot of experience, played in a ton of games in college. Played at a good school, a little undersized. He's only 188 pounds, but Brajol, yes, I do think Marcus Bowe could play center. There on Real, we're just going mock draft simulator, what I would do in this scenario, and I'm trading down and picking who I want at each spot. So this is who we've got so far. And we're adding Malik Muhammad at pick 110, which we got from the Cincinnati Bengals. Penn State running back. Ooh, some tackle depth would be nice. Big 335-pounder. Maybe you even move him into guard. You make him, that kind of oversized guard that John Harbaugh loves, those oversized guards, doesn't he? You got Jaeger Burton. Oh, he's big. He's 323 pounds. I know. Isn't that funny? 2 Longhorns, 2 Buckeyes. Now we'll go to Alabama Roll Tide. I think I like J.C. Davis here. I'm going to go J.C. Davis. I don't know, Greg. Everybody else seems to be pretty happy with what I'm doing. So maybe I am a good general manager. Appreciate the love, though. But listen, if you heard about Jackson Dart from any content creator last offseason, you heard about them from me. I was screaming his name from the rooftops as early as like January 5th. So that's my calling card. Yeah, I think J.C. Davis could play inside. That's one of the reasons I took him. And we could just double up here on another offensive lineman. Top guard on the board. Maybe. We've also got some running backs to consider. I know that the Giants really like their day 3 running backs. Here's the picks we've made so far, guys. We are in the 6th round. We've got 3 6th-round picks, and we got a 7th from the Bengals in a trade. But we've addressed wide receiver, defensive interior, linebacker, cornerback, and we've also gone ahead and gotten a depth tackle / guard in J.C. Davis in the 5th round. Fullback. I can't believe there's a fullback that's projected to go in the 6th. Usually they always go undrafted. Surprising. Could go Roll Tide. Yeah, I think I'm going to go Kalen Black. I like taking running backs on day 3. I think it's good value. And Kobe Baines is still there, so we're going to take him too. And we're going to pick again, back to back. So this guy plays slot and in line, so you could view him as a potential. Oh my God, he's 6'7". That seems like a Harbaugh guy. Oh, we could take Sonny Styles' brother. Let's do that. F it. He's an elite athlete. And what GFL, he does have an injury history. School Scooter. This was supposed to be a Madden stream, but everybody voted for the PFF mock draft machine instead. But I might play some Madden later on. And since we didn't take tight end and Oscar Delp is on the board, that's going to be my pick. I really like Oscar Delp. So there we go. Bing, bang, boom. We got an A-. That's pretty good, actually. Not too shabby. You guys let me know what you think. This is how the first round looked. Traded down to Cornell Tate. I don't know. I mean, that's a football team that's ready for a Sunday. You guys drop your grades on my mock draft in the chat right now. Let me get my letter grade from you guys. Seems like you like it so far. Oh, I've got the Knicks background on. That's why. I was like, what is that? My bad. Go subscribe to Fireside Knicks, though. A+, A, take it in a heartbeat. Extremely happy. Why, thank you guys. Maybe I am a good GM. A B, fair enough. A, okay. All right, so now you guys vote again. You put a 1 if you want another mock draft, and a 2 if you want a Madden mock draft. Next vote. Top 29%. Okay, sure. Thanks. That's a good point. If you trade Kayvon, you probably take a pass rusher at some point. 1, but no trades. I'll do that. I will do that next. Let's do it. But first, let me throw some music on in the background for myself. There we go. Get a little rock music going. All right, no trades in this one. Just going through it. Damn. I can't get Sonny Styles in any of these. All right, so is this going to be what I would do with no trades, or is this going to be what I think the Giants will do? I'm going to go predictive and do what I think the Giants will do. We've heard a lot of buzz about Jeremiah Love. Let's predict that they're going to go Jeremiah Love. Oh, my phone died. Honey, if you could hear me, my phone is dead. I'm not ignoring you. All right, second round. So we got Jeremiah Love. Pregnon, we do need a guard. And Jeremiah Love's not going anywhere if you don't get him a guard. I'd go with that. This is already a significantly different mock draft than the one that we just did. Jesse G, man, he is that good. I think he's the best football player in the draft class. Oh, my bad. Let me fix this so you guys could see it better. There we go. Yo, cue the Godfather music because we are taking Dante Corleone. I mean, this is a really good draft, too. This is a John Harbaugh draft. Kevin says I'm cooked. Oh, no. That's a Harbaugh draft. Running back at 5, guard at 37, and a big defensive tackle at 105. I like that. How about we take a big, meaty tackle as well? I actually don't hate that idea, but we do need a corner badly. Let's go Davon Marshall. Drew Aller. Should I have taken Drew Aller, guys? Or should I take Cade Klubnik? Is it Klubnik or Klubnik? Tempted to just go all trenches in this draft. Just really build that identity, you know? Get a fullback. F it. Dynamic weapon. Now we got Pancake Pat, baby. Isn't Xavier Thomas really fast? Let me double check this. I'm pretty sure he ran a crazy 40. Oh my, yeah, crazy fast is an understatement. I don't see why you don't take a flyer on a guy like that on day 3, right? You know he's the fastest player on the field. Just find a way to, like, get him out there. I don't know. I mean, I don't even hate the idea of the Giants taking a day 3 quarterback as depth. You know, like, I'm not trying to dethrone Dart, and I don't think Cade Klubnik ever would, but he could be a long-term QB2, which is not a bad proposition. Jalen Stroman. I don't mind taking a safety either. Yeah, the entertainer would be very happy with this draft. That's absolutely true. Happy humble. All right, I'm having a tough time here. Who do I want to take? I don't know. I want to go back into the trenches, kind of. Let's do that. Let's take the Indiana center. Somebody to compete with John Michael Schmitz. Why not? Let's take Chase Roberts, a nice 6'4" wide receiver. Why not? And F it. Let's finish it with Sonny Styles' brother. All right, guys, grade the draft. Guys and ladies, grade the mock draft. I like the other one better, but this one's pretty damn good. I mean, this is an identity draft. This is like, okay, listen, Harbaugh's stepping in. We need trenches. We need bodies in the trenches, trench warfare. Let's get all the big boys. Let's get a running back. It's not bad. I agree. I like this. But this feels very realistic. This was supposed to be my predictive mock draft. You know, I could see the Giants taking Jeremiah Love and then saying, all right, let's get a guard in front of him. Let's get a defensive lineman. Let's get a wide receiver. Or, I mean, a cornerback, not a wide receiver. So, and then on day 3, okay, let's get a developmental center, offensive lineman. Let's get a developmental receiver. Let's get a safety who can play on special teams. I mean, this makes a lot of sense. Very good for a predictive mock draft, in my opinion. I could totally see the draft shaping out just like this one. Not bad, not bad. All right, should we do another one? Isn't that what DJ Khaled said? Another one. We'll do another one. Whoops. Yeah, I'd be pretty happy with that. Realistic this time? Was the last one not realistic? The last one was supposed to be me doing a realistic predictive mock draft. Let's do a realistic what I would do then. Oh my God, we can't get Sonny Styles in any of these. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Daniel said it. Do the Penn State trade down. Let's do that one. This is totally realistic to me. Arvell Reese is on the board at 5. Somebody is 100% trading up with the Giants to get to 5. I mean, this is the team that would say F them picks, is it not? The Rams? Could you imagine the Rams putting Arvell Reese in that defensive front? I mean, they might win the Super Bowl, and I could totally see them doing it. So I could see them trading a future first for sure. Let's move up from the... Yeah, let's do that. And boom, we're going to take Vega Ioane. Just like that. So what do? We traded down. We moved up from the 4th round to the 3rd round, and we got a first-round pick in next year's draft. Yeah, the Ravens definitely would trade up as well. Ravens getting Arvell Reese would be crazy. But I could see the Rams doing it as well, so here we are. And we're going to take Vega Ioane because I think he's going to be maybe an all-pro guard. Oh, now that's a tough call. I might need you guys to vote on this one. Caleb Downs or KC Conception? I'm sorry, not Caleb Downs. Caleb Banks or KC Conception? 1 for Banks, 2 for Conception. Concepcion, I think is how you say it. Sorry. But I know if Nato was here, viewer of the channel and a member, he would be banging the table for KC Concepcion. He loves that guy. But he's not here right now. Jacob Rodriguez is interesting. I'd be interested in him. It's pretty split. But I think I see more Concepcion. And I see a lot of Rodriguez popping in. Rodriguez is really good. You only get 1 vote there on Real and BX. 1 vote. I should have clarified that. Concepcion is so good, though. If you guys watch him play, he does drop the ball a bit. But, I mean, his yards after the catch, and he is an absolute weapon as a kick returner, punt returner. Uh, I think I'm gonna go Caleb Banks. He didn't play much this year, though. Looks like. But man, I don't know. Caleb Banks, 6'6", 330 pounds. Could you guys imagine him playing next to Dexter Lawrence? And he's a true B gap guy, a three tech. He is not an A gap guy. I'm going Caleb Banks. Go Gators. Go Gators. I got some bias in that pick. I'm sorry. Oh, we could go Gators again. Go Gators? Go Gators? I don't even hate that idea. I just saw something about Jake Slaughter recently. What was it? Let me see if I can find this stat that I found. Jake Slaughter is a good football player. Ah, man. I think this guy would possibly play. He might play over JMS. I mean, this is an overhaul of the trenches as well. What is our biggest takeaway? Yes, he did break his foot. That's right. So he probably will fall to the second round now. My biggest takeaway from doing these mock drafts, though, is that if the Giants want to address the trenches and just load up on trenches, they can. And they probably will. They're going to have a lot of opportunities to load up on guys in the trenches. Jake Slaughter. That's a fun name. Like, just as a fun name, but also as a fun potential selection. Ted Hurst would be so much fun, too, though. I'm a big Ted Hurst fan. Although he did get waxed by good competition. I think we're going to go Slaughter. Let's slaughter him. Slaughter him in the trenches. Going Gators back to back is crazy. Let's see. What's next? Wow, why don't we just go with another Gator? Let's take the all UF team. No. We need to get somebody outside of the trenches now. I feel like there's so much value in the trenches in the third round of this draft. I mean, in the third day of this draft, that maybe you do wait on some of these trench guys. Maybe you just take Cyrus Allen, though. Let's go Davon Marshall again. We got him in another mock. I like him. Let's go this way. Who do you guys think is the funniest Giants content creator? Quintavious Hutchins. Bad Dog's pretty damn funny. Thanks, Dario. I don't know, just who makes you laugh, NYG, you know? Travis, my friend, we're going through so many different scenarios. We will take a linebacker in one of them. I want us to roll into the season with McFadden, Edmonds, and Sonny Styles, but he wasn't on the board. So here we are with a brand new guard, a brand new defensive tackle, a new cornerback. I don't know. It looks pretty damn good to me. Drop the grades, boys. Drop the grades. Boys and ladies. I keep saying that. I'm sorry. I'd give this one a B. Maybe a C+. I don't know how crazy I am about this one. I think this one's just all right. It's probably my least favorite out of all of them. But at least you get that future first-round pick. But you know that pick is going to be like 30 at the best. The Rams are either going to lose in the conference championship again or they're going to win the Super Bowl. Yeah, I would like to collaborate with Big Blue Banter. CJ Talks Movies. What's your favorite movie? And are you seeing Project Hail Mary this weekend? Because I know I am. It's my favorite novel. I can't wait to see the book. Yeah, it started off good. Day 3 wasn't so great to me. All right, can we get one with Sonny Styles? I would really like that to happen. He just always goes top 4 when do these mocks. Let's see. I'm going to refresh it until we get a Sonny Styles one. Golly. Is it even possible? Is it possible to get Sonny Styles in these mock drafts anymore? CJ, you want to see something cool? Your favorite film is Lion King 94. That's one of my 5 favorite films ever. Check that out. Me Rosa, thank you so much for joining the channel. Appreciate it. As a member, that's awesome. Thank you. Dare me to trade up. I will actually explore that possibility. I mentioned that on the channel. I could see it. I could see the Giants maybe trying to work something out where, okay, let's just give up a future. Let's give up one of these day 3 picks. Let's give up. I don't know. I guess you have to give up a little too much. Damn. Well, you're not going to give up. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. That's not going to happen. I mean, you can't get Sonny Styles in these mocks. It's annoying as hell. Your favorite film is Remember the Titans. I just watched that recently. Also has Ryan Gosling in it. In a very small role. Let's do this. Oh, we got him. Sonny Styles. Appreciate you, Darnell. Thanks for joining me. All right, we got Sonny Styles finally. The Departed. That's one of my favorite movies for sure. I love anything Martin Scorsese. It's a good pick, Daniel. That movie's got so many twists and turns for the first time you see it. Then you watch it again and you see it all, and it's super cool. Especially the ending. The ending of that movie is crazy. Forrest Gump is really good. I haven't seen it in a long time, though. My favorite movie is The Nice Guys. A lot of people haven't seen that. If you have seen it, you're awesome. But I haven't seen it. Do you guys prefer Bisantis or Pregnon? I think I like Pregnon. I'd go there. I'd go Pregnon. Big horror guy. What's your favorite horror movie? I like The Babadook is a good one. Maybe I shouldn't have taken Pregnon because he's not a natural right guard. That's a good point, NYGFL. Let's go Ted Hurst. Yes, somebody in the chat has seen The Nice Guys. This is a dream come true for me. It's my favorite movie. I've seen that movie more times than I can count. We just keep taking Davon Marshall in these mock drafts. Goodfellas. Yeah, Goodfellas is excellent. Goodfellas is, but depending on the day, my favorite movie is either Nice Guys or Goodfellas. It's one of those two. I love Goodfellas. I've seen that more times than I can count as well. Can't get sick of that movie. Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Can't say I've seen that one. Have you guys seen the Grinch Who Stole Bitches, the Tubi movie? That one's pretty funny. It's terrible, but it's funny. Greatest horror movie I've probably seen is the original Halloween. That movie's really good. I know, no defensive tackle in this draft. I didn't like the value of them on the board. BX, have I seen Jim Carrey's Love You, Philip Morris? No, I don't really like Jim Carrey. I don't enjoy his movies, personally. I don't find him very funny. I get it if you do. No disrespect. He's just not for me personally. Not my taste. Clockwork Orange is a really good movie. That's it's a disturbed one, though, but it's a really good one. I do like Stanley Kubrick. Yeah, I would like to see the Giants sign Calais Campbell. What are you guys thinking? Another mock draft? You guys still like the mock draft machine? Should I play some Madden? Should I call the stream? What do you guys think? I could watch some film. We could do a game or two of film if you guys want. CJ, I've seen the only Jim Carrey movie that I like is The Truman Show, because it is a dramatic role. And I have not seen Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, but I need to see that one. I'm a big movie head. I'm a movie buff. One more, or should we do Madden, or should we do film? Watch some film. What do you guys think? You guys do love it when I watch film. Which player would you want me to watch on film? Everybody drop their player down below. I think you guys are leaning Madden, though. My favorite comedy is The Nice Guys. It's my favorite movie, and it is funny as hell. One more? All right, we'll do one more and then film. I'm going to do a quick one here on turbo mode. We haven't taken Caleb Downs yet. As I say that, I was going to take Caleb Downs. Let's take Mansour Delane. Oh my God, Omar Cooper Jr. If he's there at 37, I would go insane. Sheesh, that would be awesome. And you get a guard right there at the top. This is like a dream draft. Every top player is like a perfect player to take. I mean, this is insane. Could you imagine? And take a linebacker. Oscar Delp is a sleeper. I don't know why people don't view him as a higher rated prospect. This is a dream draft other than the fact that we didn't get a defensive tackle, really. But Goodfellas or Godfather? I prefer Goodfellas because I think it's more rewatchable, but I do think Godfather is the better movie. But Goodfellas, I prefer. It's like my favorite. I'm actually seeing on this next Saturday, not tomorrow, but the following Saturday. It's like a movie theater / restaurant / bar, and I'm watching The Godfather there. They're screening it in 35 millimeter film. So I'm pretty excited about that. This is a pretty good mock draft. Let's watch some film, though. You guys ready for some film? Let me get the film fired up. Let's go. Give me 1 second here while I pull up the film. I am also super excited for Spider-Man Brand New Day. The trailer looked awesome, and I'm a big Spider-Man guy, as you guys can see. Pull up some film. I think we're going to watch film on a wide receiver today. How does that sound? Yes, I have seen No Country for Old Men. That's an excellent movie. Heat or Casino? Heat by a landslide. Heat, I think, is one of my 10 favorites. Casino, I don't love as much as most people. And I am like a Scorsese diehard, but it's just not my favorite. I know. I'm excited to see Frank Castle and Spider-Man interact. That's going to be a lot of fun. My least favorite movie, The Grinch with Jim Carrey. Favorite Spider-Man is Tobey Maguire. Easily Tobey Maguire. He's got the best movies. He is Spider-Man. I grew up obsessed with those movies. He just is Spider-Man to me. I'll let you guys pick. Omar Cooper Jr., Makai Lemon, just drop wide receivers in the chat. Who do you want me to watch? Casey Concepcion, Jordan Tyson. I don't like the Grinch. Sorry, man. I don't know what to say. Jeremy Bernard. I saw the first 2 seasons of Invincible. I have not. No, I saw just the first season. I'm way behind on that. Sleepers, Jeff Caldwell, Casey Concepcion. Let's do some Concepcion. I think that would be fun. Yeah, I started watching the Jeremy Bernard film. I got to watch some more. I'm not going to be able to show the whole, do the telestrate where I draw on the screen, though. Not today. I know I see you saying Eric McAllister, but I want to do Casey Concepcion. I think that's what we're going to do this time. Fair enough, Travis. I am also tired of the drops. I'm just tired of Jalen Hyatt. Just get him off the team, please. Don't want to see Jalen Hyatt on the team anymore. We're going to do Casey Concepcion because there was just the recent news that the Giants are bringing him in for a top 30 visit. So let's watch him together. Okay, unless you guys think it's redundant. I saw a bunch of people say KC. I thought KC made sense because the Giants are bringing him in. But if you want me to do a late round receiver, this is the Concepcion film. Well, let me see. Let's do KC and we'll do some other guys. We'll try and do a game or two. All right, where is he on this film? There he is, point receiver. Blocking on this one. All right, quarterback's got to get rid of that ball. So this is something that I do like about Casey Concepcion. The speed here is excellent. It's a terrible throw that he actually did make a hell of an adjustment for. But I'm going to rewind this and show you guys a few things that I really like about him. Number one, he's playing the X. He's an outside receiver. He's on the line of scrimmage, and there's press coverage. He does not let that cornerback get his hands on him. He walks out the release a little bit to the outside, and then he bursts inside. But look at the stack. Look, he's running towards the boundary here. He's not trying to run towards the boundary. He's running a 9, a go route. It's a simple straight go. But he's stacking the cornerback, getting back on that original line so that the cornerback cannot get over top of him. This is an excellent vertical route. There's a great release, great stack. There's a difference between being a Jalen Hyatt deep threat where you're really fast, but you can't run routes and you can't stack. And then there's being a great deep threat where you can actually stack. You can release off the line and you can win downfield. I think he ends up catching this despite the terrible throw that leads him far too inside and gets him killed by the safety. That is an excellent deep route from Casey Concepcion. He did not catch it. That's not his fault. A better quarterback leads him up and out towards the sideline, and that's a touchdown. Wow, this quarterback stinks. Nice throw. My goodness. Look at the happy feet in the pocket. burping the baby, releasing it high. Terrible. I like the spatial awareness here, though. Sitting down in that zone on that deep hook. Nice. Concepcion's really good, guys. Who is this QB? Am I like speaking out of term? Is he actually good, or am I right by saying that he's bad? Jeff Caldwell next. That QB should go to Philly. I would love that. He should start for the Eagles. Their QB's not all that great anyway, though. I missed it. Is this Concepcion? No, I don't think it is. I like that Concepcion can move inside, outside. Really love his ability to release off the line of scrimmage. He's so shifty. Those feet move quick. And he does not waver against press coverage. It's a great route. It's fast, too. Great catch. Look at that catch. The adjustment on that one. Damn. Disgusting double move and a terrible and late throw. I think he caught it. Wow. Let me go back to this and show you guys. All of his hips are completely parallel. He's moving horizontally, and then he just snaps it upfield. It's a really good route. Damn. I don't know. You guys wouldn't like this guy at 37 if he's there? I sure would. This is against Notre Dame, too. It's a pretty damn good defense. I mean, look at how late that throw is, and it's not even close. Like, get rid of it now. Get rid of it now. Get rid of it now. It's tough watching college film sometimes. I feel bad for the quarterbacks. I just get angry at them. Like, you're trying your best. You're just a college kid. Yeah, another one. He's been running past the defense all throughout this film. Casey Concepcion, very good vertical threat. Good block there. Nice runoff. Good block. My goodness. Oh, that had to hurt. His runoffs are really good. Oh my God, that release was nasty. Andy stacked the cornerback. Can he get a good throw? Of course not. That was a good speed turn on that last one from the corner. Here he goes. Run after the catch star. Like his vision to cut that upfield. Gained that extra yardage there. Good route, comes back to the football. You see here as you run this out, you could run this up. There's space to run it up, but he runs it back towards that 30, makes that ball catchable, comes back to it as the ball is coming in. He's a good blocker too. Like he squares up with these corners pretty well. I mean, he's not powerful, he's not going to move people out of the way, but he's a receiver. His runoffs are good. He's got a quarterback that just Hates him. But again, another good runoff there. Wide receiver cornerback completely out of the play. There he is, basically playing tight end. Did a decent job. He gets a little bit tied up on these in-breaking routes, though. I haven't seen him separate on any of those, really. Uh, just as I say that, he absolutely toasted that cornerback. That was disgusting. That was crazy timing, too. This is a disgusting route. That's one of the best routes that I've seen from any receiver on film so far through the cycle as I've been watching these guys. This was absurd. Where did that go? All right, well, I think we got a good idea of who he is. I mean, he's open again there. You guys are so funny. Yeah, Greg. March Madness, what is that? I'll watch the Gators later. I didn't even go to UF. I'll just root for them. All football all the time. That's all I care about. Yeah, Concepcion. All right, so terrible throw. So let me tell you, I think he's a great deep threat. I think he's awesome after the catch. I think he's a great route runner. I don't think he works over the middle as well as you would want him to. I don't think he's got a big enough catch radius, and I don't think he's got the greatest hands, and he's not strong enough at the catch point, but he's a really good receiver who gets open. I mean, I think he's worthy of taking a 37 if he's there. All right, we'll do one more game of one other player. Who do you guys want me to do? And then I'm going to call it because we've been on almost 90 minutes already. So who do you want? Who do you want? Do you guys watch a lot of live streamers? I don't really watch live streamers, but I see clips. I find like the Los Poyos. I'm sure some of you know who that is, where his chat just like kind of makes fun of him the whole time, and then people clip it, and it's hilarious. No, you don't have to say it, NYGFL. I know who you want me to watch, Eric McAllister. But I keep seeing Jeff Caldwell's name pop up in the chat too. And let's see, do I have both of those guys in my database here? I don't have Caldwell, it looks like. Yeah, Caldwell's not in here on this website. So we're going to have to go with McAllister. You guys should start making fun of me on these live streams and then clipping it when I have a funny reaction so that I can go viral. I'm only halfway kidding. I haven't watched Skylar Bell yet, but I'll get to him soon. Ted Hurst. I do love Ted Hurst. Guy's a beast. A beast, I tell you. An absolute beast. All right. We've got a game of Eric McAllister film downloading. I appreciate you, Greg. The makeshift setup in the past. Those who've been around for really long remember when I just had the Giants flag and the fraternity flag in the background. That was the ugliest setup that I've had, but it was the best I could do at the time. But now we've got the office and the professional setup and the bookshelf with all my things on it. I got to do a tour of this sometime. You guys got to tell me if you want the tour. The Home Alone kid, that's funny. Yes, that was pretty bad. Long time ago. But not in a galaxy far, far away. Boom. All right, let's watch Eric McAllister. Let's see. Top of the screen as the X receiver. Little late coming off the ball there. Fine blocking, though. In the slot now. Are we going to get some more poor quarterback play? He was lined up as a running back there. That's interesting. Now he's lined up as the X again. Guy's pretty fast. Ooh, not a good start to the Eric McAllister film. It's a good route, but it's a drop over the middle. Let's go ahead and break that one down. All right, so what's he running here? He's running basically just a deep in route, a dig with an inside release. It's against a cover 2 invert, maybe. Middle high safety trips. Leaves him wide open over the middle. It probably blew his concentration, but it hits him in both of the hands. Got to catch that one. Good route, though. Really good route. In the slot now. Go, go, go. Nice make the man miss there, too. This is what you like to see, though. This is the kind of film that I like from a wide receiver. It's a tough situation, mostly for quarterback, but for the whole offense here, you know, you're in a heavy formation because you're on the 3-4 yard line, whatever it is, 4 yard line, backed up, quarterback in his own end zone. But you've got those 2 high safeties and you've got one-on-one opportunities on the outside, especially in college with these wide hashes. So you've got a great opportunity here to isolate against that cornerback at the top of the screen. You're the X receiver, so it's just you versus him on the line of scrimmage, but he can press you, he can jam you. And then quick foot fire, nice release, and it's just a slant. Easy slant, catch it, in slide, nice adjustment on the ball. All hands catching it away from the body, which is big for me when I'm scouting wide receivers. I want to see you not trap that thing against your chest. And he doesn't lose his stride at all on that catch. So that's a nice play right there. Those are the kind of plays that I like for my receivers. They're going to give him a screen chance here. Yes, they are. My play recognition on 99. Terrible blocking. Makes a couple guys miss. Tries his best. Doesn't amount to much. Tried his best, though. Likes that inside release a lot. He's working inside a lot as well. Not separating on this one. Nobody was open there. Again, working as the X. That's a good route. That's a really good route. Again, catching the ball away from his body. Comes in high. Oh, nice job, cameraman. Thanks for that. God forbid I wanted to watch the catch point. Is he also not wearing gloves? Yeah, he's not wearing gloves. Okay. But what I like here, if I can try and pause it at the right time. So if we watch this release, right here, he takes that outside step to sell the go, and then he sits down right underneath it. So it's a really good route on that hook. And again, a nice catch, all hands, no body. So it's a good route. He's got a nice release package, this kid. And he's not afraid of press coverage. Good runoff there. He would have been wide open if it was a route. He's getting pressed all game in this one. That's also a great release right there. And a hell of a second route. Way to come back to the football on the scramble drill. Let's see. Was this really catchable? It was. Would have been a tough one. 99 catching traffic. Gets it done. He doesn't have that, though. But it's a great job getting open here. Again, he likes to take this outside path. Fake outside. Look at how low he gets. And his whole body is turned outside like he's really just going to take this thing up the sideline. And then he just kind of plants that foot and bursts inside. I really like He's done that release a couple times, but it's really effective. Forces the speed turn from the cornerback. And it looks like he's got enough speed. I don't know if he would have beat him over top, but he has, I think, enough speed to win over top. But again, I like eyes to the football, turns around, gets open again, runs a second route, really good. Would have loved to see him make that catch, but I don't even know if he would have come down in bounds with it. He's playing some chess games here too with the corners. That's a nice quick slant route. Nice catch over the middle. Once again, away from his body, sure hands. He almost dropped it though. I'm not going to lie, he hasn't dropped any of them really yet, except for that first one. But he catches it away from his body, which is good, but he does seem to bobble them a little bit. So I don't think he has the best of hands so far from what I've seen. Only one game. Now he's got the gloves back on, so clearly he was feeling the same way that I was. His hands were a little shaky. That's a bad throw, but it's also a good route, so we'll give credit to him on that one. Here he tries that outside release. So the gloves were coming off because of the rain. Now I'm seeing that there was a lot of rain. So that might be the cause for some of these drops or double catches. Good block. All right, so here's the problem with that outside release. He's gone to the well a couple too many times. And this time the cornerback does jam him, trips him up, and now he's fallen. So smart to sit down in that zone. Just run right by him. Throw him the ball. Tough. Quarterback never looked. Cornerback wasn't even ready. Kid can block, though. Very willing blocker. Oh, just as I say that. Nice block there. That was violent. That was a sick route that he had at the bottom of the screen. Ball and it goes away, but they score anyway. Who's their other receiver? He's pretty nice. He's getting a lot of work. All right, well, he's really... I like that release. I complimented it earlier, but I feel like he's only got that one release. I need to see a bit more diversity in his release package. That's nice. Wow, okay. Sure. All right. Okay. That was gross. He's pretty shifty after the catch. But this is what I really like. He catches it here. He's got a guy on him, but he never breaks stride. He just keeps moving. I like receivers who, when they catch the ball, they don't slow down at all. They just keep going. That's important to me. I think he's got that trait. He's a good blocker, too. Yeah, here, I was kind of questioning earlier if he's got speed to separate because I think this is a really good route, but he doesn't seem to be getting his hip far enough off of these cornerbacks. I don't think he's separating necessarily as well as you would want him to at the catch point. Also think that's catchable. It's a tough catch, but it's catchable. So I don't love his hands so far in this game. And I just think he needs a little bit more speed coming out of those breaks, but it's not there for him. And I think that it really comes down to needing a little bit sharper cuts. I think he's a good, not great route runner. I feel like they're running out the ball now. Running out the clock, that is. Oh, he's gone. That almost looked catchable on the other angle. It's not. Better throw, and that's a big play. He's a good blocker, though. Giants would like him for that. That's for sure. He is a good blocker, though. I'll say that. All right, so finished the film of Eric McAllister. Overall, I'll say I think he's a pretty good prospect on day 3. He's definitely not a day 2 guy, in my opinion. I don't think he's got the best catch and traffic skills. I don't think he's got the best hands in general. But I do like his threshold is not his threshold, but I like his floor as on his release package. I like the fact that he can play against press on and in the X receiver role on the outside. I like that he catches in stride. So he's a pretty decent deep threat too. Hey, honestly, he's not so bad, but not my favorite. But I got to watch him some more. So good recommendation from NYGFL. Thank you, my friend. But yeah. Anyways, guys, it has been 90 minutes, so it's been a pretty long live stream, and we're getting close to 5 o'clock. So I'm gonna do some. Yeah, he's a good late round pick. Yeah, I'll do some Madden on the next live stream because I got to do some chores before my girlfriend gets off work so we can hang out. So I got to do some stuff, but I appreciate you guys for joining me and tuning in. I hope that you did enjoy this live stream. We did a little bit of everything. We watched some film, we did some mock drafts, we did some conversations, all good fun. Greg really did not like Eric McAllister, but NYGFL, you're welcome. And I like taking recommendations and watching film. It's fun. So, and Eric McAllister, I think, is a pretty good day 3 pick. I see some upside there. That's true, Daniel. Giant hopes. Before I go, I'll answer your question. Thoughts on Christian Wilkins? Why hasn't he been signed anywhere? A locker room controversy and character concerns. He did something weird in the Raiders locker room. Really weird. But people don't want to say what he did, but apparently it was weird enough for nobody to want to sign him all of last year. So we'll see. Maybe he's an option, maybe he's not. We'll find out in the coming weeks. Greg saying, love the show. Keep the live streams going. Thank you, Greg. Man, you've been around forever, too. Appreciate you. And the live streams, I'm going to keep doing them. I want to do more of them. I want to do them more often. So I will. Guys, appreciate you. More film breakdowns on the channel soon. I like that question from NYGFL. NYGFL, bring that question to the next live stream, and we'll get the community to answer. What item can the community add to the shelf? That's a good one. But yes, Greg, thank you so much. Smash the like, guys, if you did enjoy. Please, helps the channel out tremendously. And subscribe if you haven't already. Comment your thoughts down below if you watched the replay, especially on those 2 prospects that we watched the film on, Casey Concepcion and Eric Home Alone McAllister. And if you've listened to us on Apple or Spotify, leave us a 5-star review. Without further ado, I'll catch you on the next one. Have a good one, and let's go New York Giants.